In this German B1 level lesson, you will learn about two special German prepositions, innerhalb und außerhalb. But why are they special? Because both of them actually can be used lokal and temporal. Lokal is used when you talk about a place, so it's used as a local preposition, und temporal means you talk about a time. So it's used as a time preposition. What they both do have in common is they are genitive prepositions, meaning they always take the Genitivfall, the genitive case. If you do not know genitive yet, I suggest you go down to the description and go to the first video. There we explain the basics of the genitive case. Let's start with the use case for lokal. And innerhalb means this inside. Most of the times it's translated in English with this inside. Here we have a map of Berlin and you see in the middle there, this green thing, das ist ein Park. Das ist der große Tiergarten. And where you actually also have a zoo. So in case you go there or you have the chance to go there, definitely have to visit it. It's a great park in Berlin and again there is a big zoo. So a possible innerhalb sentence could be: innerhalb des Parks darf man nicht grillen. Innerhalb des Parks darf man nicht grillen. Barbecues are not allowed inside the park, or literally inside the park you're not allowed to grill or to barbecue, which is actually true. So don't go there and organize a barbecue party with your friends. Let's go to außerhalb. Außerhalb is in English this outside. Das Gegenteil, the opposite of innerhalb, is outside, außerhalb. And here we have a map of Hamburg, die Stadt Hamburg. And you see here everything in green, das ist außerhalb. So zum Beispiel der Satz: außerhalb der Stadt ist die Luft besser. Außerhalb der Stadt ist die Luft besser. The air is better outside the city. And just to make sure, außerhalb is eine Genitivpräposition, and the article and noun which follows the preposition always takes the case of the preposition. Because außerhalb and innerhalb are genitive prepositions, you have to use the genitive case. Die Stadt is feminine, definite article in genitive is der Stadt. Now when we look at those two example sentences, you see in both example sentences we started with the preposition on the first position. Innerhalb des Parks und außerhalb der Stadt. Which is perfectly fine and correct, and actually quite commonly used for those two prepositions, innerhalb and außerhalb. But of course, you can change the sentence structure here as well, and you could start with the subject. Man darf innerhalb des Parks nicht grillen, or die Luft ist außerhalb der Stadt besser. Here we started for both example sentences with the subject, then second position the verb, and then the preposition followed by article and noun in genitive case. Machen wir ein paar weitere Beispiele. Innerhalb des Gebäudes darf man nicht rauchen. Innerhalb des Gebäudes darf man nicht rauchen. Smoking is not allowed inside the building. Don't forget the genitive s, Gebäudes, which you have to add for nouns in genitive case, for masculine and neuter nouns. Des Gebäudes. Or Monika wohnt außerhalb des Stadtzentrums. Here as well, this S. Monika wohnt außerhalb des Stadtzentrums. Monika lives outside the city center. Oder der Flughafen liegt außerhalb der Stadt. Der Flughafen liegt außerhalb der Stadt. The airport is located outside the city. This verb liegen here is quite commonly used for these situations, exactly when you describe where something is located. It has also the meaning of lying horizontally, liegen, but when you want to say where something is located, then we often use this liegen. Zum Beispiel, das Museum liegt in der Stadtmitte oder der große Tierpark liegt in Berlin. Innerhalb der Schweiz gibt es viele Berge. Richtig. Innerhalb der Schweiz gibt es viele Berge. There are many mountains within Switzerland. And here we have the translation within, inside of Switzerland or within. Within is also used lokal, but mostly used temporal. So we go to the other use case when it's used as time prepositions. Zum Beispiel, ich bin innerhalb einer Stunde bei dir. Hallo, ich bin innerhalb einer Stunde bei dir. I will be at your place, at your house, within an hour. And you see here the translation for innerhalb is usually as a time preposition, used temporal, this within in English. Or außerhalb der Saison gibt es hier kaum Touristen. Außerhalb der Saison gibt es hier kaum Touristen. There are hardly any tourists here out of season. Die Saison is the season. Usually when we talk about Saison, this means like this is the time period where most of the tourists go. So, außerhalb der Saison sind zum Beispiel die Hotelpreise günstiger. Hotel prices are usually cheaper out of the season, außerhalb der Saison. Ich muss diese Rechnung innerhalb eines Monats bezahlen. Ich muss diese Rechnung innerhalb eines Monats bezahlen. I have to pay this invoice within 1 month. Here we have innerhalb eines Monats. Again, in genitive case, we have the indefinite article genitive, der Monat, masculine. Therefore also this S, Monats. So we talk about one single month in singular. And this is very common for innerhalb or außerhalb as a time preposition. The time preposition innerhalb is mostly used with singular forms. Mostly used with singular forms. So again, we talk about the noun which follows the preposition. If this one is used in singular, then you can use it like this perfectly. Let's look at this sentence. Innerhalb der nächsten 3 Jahre wird die KI immer wichtiger. Innerhalb der nächsten 3 Jahre wird die KI immer wichtiger. KI ist künstliche Intelligenz. Künstliche Intelligenz, AI. AI will become increasingly important over the next 3 years. And here we have der nächsten 3 Jahre. A definite article plus nächsten or letzten can be used for plural forms. So here we have everything still in genitive case. It's commonly used like this if you have these words nächsten or letzten in it. Then we use it with a definite article. So another example with letzten, zum Beispiel innerhalb der letzten 2 Monate hat es sehr viel geregnet. Innerhalb der letzten 2 Monate hat es sehr viel geregnet. It has rained a lot in the last 2 months. Here again, everything in genitive, der letzten 2 Monate, because it works, because we have this definite article plus letzten and then the noun, plural noun. What about this here? Können Sie das Projekt innerhalb von 2 Monaten fertigstellen? Maybe at work, your boss is asking you, können Sie das Projekt innerhalb von 2 Monaten fertigstellen? Can you finish the project within 2 months? This verb fertigstellen is very commonly used with Projekt. Now when we look here at this sentence, we see that there is this innerhalb, genitive preposition, and then we have von, which is eine Dativpräposition, and everything which follows the article and noun which do follow the preposition always take the case of exactly the preposition they follow. Here it's von, which is a dative preposition, that's why it's von 2 Monaten, is in green in dative. So here we have actually innerhalb, which is a genitive preposition, plus von, which is a dative preposition, and then this 2 Monaten in dative case because they follow this von. And this is quite common, so usually for plural forms, if you don't have this nächsten or letzten in it, the combination of innerhalb, von plus dative is used. So to summarize, if you have this nächsten or letzten in it, then it's Genitiv. Innerhalb der nächsten 2 Monate oder innerhalb der letzten 2 Monate. Definite article, nächsten or letzten, and then Genitiv. But if you don't have this word nächsten or letzten in it, then we usually use Dativ with von. Innerhalb von 2 Monaten. Innerhalb von 3 Jahren. Innerhalb von 4 Stunden. And don't forget this N at the end of the noun Monaten, which has to be there for plural nouns in dative case. Let's go to außerhalb. Zum Beispiel, Sie rufen leider außerhalb der Öffnungszeiten an. Sie rufen leider außerhalb der Öffnungszeiten an. Unfortunately, you're calling outside the opening hours. Außerhalb der Öffnungszeiten. And this is common for time preposition. Außerhalb is mostly used with nouns that end with Zeit or Zeiten. Another example, Sie erreichen uns außerhalb der Geschäftszeiten unter dieser Nummer. Sie erreichen uns außerhalb der Geschäftszeiten unter dieser Nummer. And then usually the phone number follows. You can reach us outside the business hours on this number. So again, Geschäftszeiten, business hours. Or, also very common, a little bit different, here we don't have Zeiten, but Stunden. Außerhalb der Sprechstunden können Sie uns eine Nachricht hinterlassen. Außerhalb der Sprechstunden können Sie uns eine Nachricht hinterlassen. You can leave us a message outside office hours. Here again, it's Sprechstunden, it's also office hours translated in English. Sprechstunden is mostly used for doctors. There we talk about Sprechstunden and usually not Öffnungszeiten because Sprechstunden are the hours when you can go and talk to the doctor. So it's the opening hours of a doctor's clinic, for example. Bonus tip, spoken German. So real life German on the street, because in spoken German, innerhalb is often replaced with in plus Dativ. Zum Beispiel, innerhalb der Stadt gibt es zu viele Autos. Innerhalb der Stadt gibt es zu viele Autos. Within the city, there's too many cars. Here we have normal, innerhalb plus Genitiv, innerhalb der Stadt. Probably more common in spoken German would be in der Stadt gibt es zu viele Autos. In der Stadt gibt es zu viele Autos. In the city there are too many cars. Or another example, innerhalb des Parks joggen oft junge Leute. Innerhalb des Parks joggen oft junge Leute. Within the park, inside of the park, there are often young people going for a run, jogging. Maybe more common in spoken German, im Park joggen oft junge Leute. Im Park joggen oft junge Leute. Translation, the meaning is exactly the same. If you use Genitiv, if you say innerhalb der Stadt, innerhalb des Parks, it's perfect. It's very nice German. But probably more common in spoken German is in der Stadt or im Park. So if you're not that familiar yet with genitive case, I suggest stick with Dativ, this in plus Dativ, which is probably easier for you. You're more familiarized with it. And it's actually also more common. But if you want to sound a little bit fancy, then use Genitiv. Innerhalb der Stadt, innerhalb des Parks. And if you want to keep on learning on a higher level, here all B1 Dativ Verben, or a common problem for German students, the meaning of the prefixes of separable verbs. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. I hope you learned something and I hope to see you again. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss und bye bye.